right, so we are here with week 2 picks. Real quickly before we get into it, I explained this in my recap video for my picks, but this is what the formula is going to look like from here on out when I do my recap. So obviously, I don't have, again, it's Wednesday, so we don't have any games played. There's nothing I can do for a record for this week, but this is where the total will be. So I will have, above me, I will have the total for the whole regular season. So if we're on week 14, all 14 weeks, when I do my recap for week 14, so, well, all 14 weeks, I will have a total overall wins, losses, and ties. Obviously, I got to set it up for ties because when I made this, I just kind of used the format I had last year, which there was ties last year, but I just set it up as, all 0-0 right now. But I got to set it up because, again, we already have a tie, and we're only 1 weekend. So that is what this is going to look like for the recaps. For the predictions, it's just all going to stay the same. I'm just going to look like this. So you don't have to worry about it for predictions. But, again, overall, if you watch the recap videos, that is what it's going to look like. I thought I would give a visual demonstration because I didn't do it last time when I did my recap for week 1. I figured I should do it, here real quick. Getting into the games, though, tomorrow night, Thursday night football, Chargers, Chiefs. I got the Chargers. I just think, in my opinion, the Cardinals aren't that good. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think there's possibly already 2 teams from each division. I think the Rams and maybe the Niners. I think Packers and Vikings. I think Tampa and New Orleans. And then Eagles, and then possibly Cowboys. We'll see how the Cowboys look, towards the middle of the year. But I don't think they will make the playoffs. So I think the quality of opponent for week 1, which is what we kind of have to base these picks off of, is their previous week, how they looked. I think the Raiders were a more quality opponent than the Cardinals, in my opinion. So that's why I think the Chargers defense is going to play good. I don't think Mahomes is going to get 5 touchdowns against that Chargers defense. Maybe we have a 58-55 Chargers win on a last-second field goal because Mahomes scored and there's 15 seconds on the board. And Justin Herbert throws a dot over the middle and the Chiefs defense falls apart and they get into field goal range. But maybe we have a high-scoring game. Maybe we don't. But I personally don't see the Chargers letting up 5 touchdowns to Mahomes. So I think that they will contain him, will control him, and Chargers get the win. But it's going to be close. They're going to win by maybe 3 points. Maybe 5 max, but I think around 3 points. 2 or 3 points is what the Chargers are going to win by tomorrow. Then we move on to Sunday. Miami-Baltimore. This is Tua's first test against a real team. I think if he shows up, I think that the Dolphins are going to do good. If he doesn't, well, who knows how the Dolphins are going to do this year. I have Baltimore winning. It's in Baltimore. But even if Tua makes this close, and you make it a 1, 2, or 3 point game in the end, and you only lose by that because you lost by a last-second field goal, I think that still proves that Tua is actually good, and people need to shut up about him. If they get blown out, and Tua has 4 interceptions or something like that, I think it's clear that Tua is not the guy in Miami. So this is Tua's first test. I am going to be watching this game closely. I can't wait for this game. This game is actually going to be very fun, in my opinion. But, I got Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. He's out to prove that he deserves Deshaun Watson money, which he does because he's, I won't get into it, but, Giants, Jets, Cleveland. Jacoby Brissett is not bad, but he has weapons around him. He has defense around him. So, I think Cleveland wins this. Washington, Detroit, I think this will be a really fun game. It's in Detroit. Yes, Detroit's coming off of a loss to the Eagles, but I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll be 1-1 heading into week 3. I think Washington's going to put up a fight. This might be another 38, well, maybe not 38-35 exactly, but, maybe 32-35 game. This might come down to the wire and be a very close game. So we'll see. This will give me a test of where are the Lions. Do I think they're good still? Do I not think they're good? Because heading into the regular season, or heading into the preseason, I said to I made videos and said, hey, I think the Lions, their ceiling is the wild card. So if they lose here, maybe it's not the wild card, but it's only 2 weeks. It's not the end of the world. 2 weeks is not the end of the world. Then my first upset, I have Indy losing in Florida, in Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville, again, rolls. Indy has not, what has it been, 8 times? The Jacksonville has won the past 8 meetings in Jacksonville. Jacksonville has won all 8, I believe. So I think they continue that. Continue that from last year. Now, different QB. You have Matt Ryan. You don't have Carson Wentz. I don't think that matters. I think in Florida, I think teams struggle. And I think Indy is going to struggle because they have struggled in Jacksonville before. So I am picking an upset, and the Jags win. And, Colts start 0-1-1. Now, Tampa, New Orleans, game of the week. This is obviously a 12 noon game. This might get flexed. We'll see. It's obviously Wednesday. They still have time to flex it if they really wanted to. But I think this will be a fun game. Jameis Winston, we'll see how you can do against a Super Bowl. I guess you could call them a Super Bowl caliber team in the Bucs. I guess you could call them that. This will be a real test for, is New Orleans a playoff team? Are they not? Now, obviously, they've won the past 4 meetings in the regular season against the Bucs. So I guess you can't really judge anything. So we'll see. I got New Orleans winning. I think they make it 5 straight in the regular season. Yeah, but I expect this to be an interesting game, a fun game. Carolina and the Giants. I was flip-flopping because it's like, are the Giants good? I don't know. So I think this will be an interesting game to watch. My eyes are going to be on this game too. I'm going to say Carolina, but I am not confident in Carolina at all because maybe the Giants are a decent football team. I don't know. Maybe they are. We'll see. But I have Carolina winning a close game here. We'll say 2 points. They win by 2 points, kick a field goal, go up by 2, and win the game. New England, Pittsburgh. I have Pittsburgh starting out the season 2-0 after that slugfest against Cincinnati. And they still almost lost the game, but New England only put up 7 points against Miami, so I think New England is not really a playoff team this year. Maybe off the back of the defense, Pittsburgh is, possibly. We'll see. But I think Pittsburgh starts 2-0 this year, and we'll see how they do out in the future. Next, Atlanta heads to LA to face the Rams. I don't have a lot to say here. The Rams are going to win this. This might be a blowout. The Rams might be peeved off after that blowout loss to the Bills last Thursday. So it's already been 6 days since that game. That's crazy. Second upset of the week. I have Seattle beating San Francisco in San Francisco. Now, this might not be a monsoon like it was in Chicago. Obviously, I do know that California's getting a bunch of rain every now and then. They just had mudslides and flooding and whatnot. I think it was last week. So I think they're supposed to be getting more rain sometime soon in the next couple of days. So we'll see. Maybe it's just monsoon weather. San Francisco just forgets how to play football in it. I don't know. But I think, again, this is an upset because most people are going to say San Francisco. I think Trey Lance is not the guy. I think by mid-season, they're going to go back to Jimmy Garoppolo and realize, hey, we screwed up our pick here, and we took Trey Lance when we could have got another piece to help Jimmy. So I think it's going to be a tight game because it's San Francisco, it's Seattle. It's going to be a very close game. I think Seattle pulls it out and wins this game, and so that's my second upset of the week. Cincinnati, Dallas. Again, Dallas is on. They're sticking with Cooper Rush, apparently. I guess that's what I've heard. So Cincinnati's going to blow them out. Now, Denver, Houston. Houston gets a win. Denver starts 0-2 on the season. That is my third and final upset of the week. I think Houston has a better roster than what many people give them credit for. I think Denver and that defense are overrated. I've been saying this for a while now. I want to see how they do. I think to start the season, And obviously they go back to Denver for week 2 against Houston. I think Houston upsets because they put Denver in a hole, in a 17-point hole early on or something like that, and Denver has to claw their way back, but it's not enough, and they end up still losing to Houston. So 1-0-1, Houston leads, Houston wins week 2. They get their first win of the season. Arizona and the Raiders. I talked about Arizona already. I don't think they're that good. I think last year was a fluke, and I have the Raiders bouncing back. And if if the wide receivers of the Chiefs were able to dissect Arizona, imagine what Davante Adams is going to do. He might have 400 yards. No, I'm obviously kidding, but he might have like close to 200 yards next week. Davante might be up there for yards. You have Hunter Renfrow too. Darren Waller just signed a new contract. Like, this Raiders offense might dissect Arizona just like the Chiefs did. So I think the Raiders, this is in Las Vegas too. So I think that this, I don't want to say a blowout win, but I expect a lot of points scored from the Raiders here. I think it's time. I think that I think Arizona again had a fluke, and the Raiders got to bounce back because you're in the hardest division in football right now. So you need wins, bounce back, and win against the Cardinals. Chicago versus Green Bay. This is actually Sunday night. We have 2 Monday night games, which is crazy because they don't really do that a lot. But we're getting 2 on week 2. I am picking Green Bay to bounce back in Lambeau against Chicago. Obviously, week 1, we know how they did. They put up 7 points. Very bad game for Green Bay. Chicago, again, coming off a monsoon win where they, 19 points? I believe it was it 19-10, I believe was the final score. So, I think this will be a close game. I think Fields has gotten a lot better. I think the Bears defense, they weren't bad. They were actually kind of good against San Francisco. So I think that Green Bay wins a kind of tight one here in Lambeau at home against Chicago. Then the first game of the Monday night slate, which I think this is like a 6 p.m. game for me, so that's kind of cool. Tennessee heads to Buffalo. I don't have to talk about this. Buffalo is probably going to stomp on them. Probably going to put up 40 points or something. So Buffalo is easily the best team in the AFC right now. But again, I would put Chargers up there. I think Chiefs are up there too. Baltimore, we'll see how Baltimore does down the stretch. But Tennessee just got worse since last year, so they're gonna struggle against the best team in the AFC. Then this is a very tough game for me to pick. Just like Carolina and the Giants, Minnesota heads to Philly to play the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Philly's gotten better and Minnesota's gotten better over the course of this offseason. Now, the big reason why I'm picking Philly here is because it's in Philadelphia. If it was in Minnesota, I feel like I would say I probably got to go with Minnesota at home. But because Minnesota's going on the road to Philly, I think this will be a very interesting game. I think this will be a fun game. This is going to be a tight, contested game, and it might be 31-28, or maybe even 30-28. Like, this is going to be a tight game, and, the team that wins is only going to win by 1, 2, or 3 points, I think. So, I have Philly winning. I'm not confident at all, just like I'm not confident in Carolina beating the Giants. So, I'm excited. Like, this is a really fun game. This will be a really exciting game. I could have put this as my game of the week, but it's just Tampa, New Orleans, just with the history there. I think I had to put that as game of the week. But this could have easily been the second game of the week. For now, though, let me know your picks. Who did you have differently than I did? Again, I have 3 upsets, so I understand if you have some different picks. For now, though, I already said that. But like the video, share the video around if you subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.